เมื่อไหร่ก็จะเลือกตั้งคืออย่างนี้ผมคิดว่า
ทีนี้นักเรียนไลฟ์วันนี้ครับ
Welcome, sir. First time at center, Thank you.
कैसे हैं? क्या जन्मदिन आपके लोग का? कैसे हैं?
Rahul ji.
फेमस आदमी तो ये हैं यार, न्यूज़ में रहते हैं इंडिया में।
आप पीछे हमारी से फेमस है
नहीं आप
लाइक आई एम कंफर्टेबल पीछे लोग आराम से बैठ सकते हो सामने पीछे बैठने का लास्ट सीट ऑलवेज एंजॉय करूँगा स्कूल में भी लास्ट पीछे बैठते तो मजा आता है अपने अटेंशन से बैठा पड़ता है
การศึกษาคือต้องพยายามให้มองเห็นตัวเองไม่ต่างจากผู้อื่นความแตกแยกไม่
อาจารย์ต้องทานข้าวเดียวไม่ได้คุยกันเกือบ6 เดือนแล้วมา
which we observed on the occasion of birth anniversary of Swami Vivekananda. Swami Vivekananda was one of the great and eminent personality of India. He was the greatest disciple of the eminent religious leader Ramakrishna. He was referred to as the first Hindu monk of India who spread the message of Hinduism and Sanatan Dharma. We will begin the event with the lighting of the lamp. For this I request our distinguished guest, Padmashree Professor Chirapat Prapandavidya ji, Mr. Sathit Kumar, President Ramakrishna Vedanta Association, Thailand, Mr. Sushil Dhanuka ji, to please come forward and please lighten the lamp. For this event, our President ICCR, Dr. Vinesh Estrabalde, who is President of Indian Council for Cultural Relations and Member of Parliament Rajya Sabha, Republic of India. Today he sent a special message in honor of the commemoration of National Youth Day, and he has conveyed his best wishes for SVCC Bangkok. I would request to play this message
of the great Swami Vivekananda. Swami Vivekananda was one of the great spiritual leaders, but beyond that, he has been for several decades, almost the entire last century, and even now continues to be one of the great inspirational heroes of our country. There are thousands of young, old, men, women, other citizens from different countries as well, who have been seeking inspiration from the life and mission of Swami Vivekananda. Vivekananda had the spirit of national consciousness at the core of his thinking. And even though he was a spiritual leader of a kind, he was a great nationalist and a great reformer as well. If we go through his thoughts about social integration, equality and justice, you will find that he was one of the most strong advocates of reforms in our society. He inspired youths, and for several generations, people were enamored, and even today they are under the spell of his very influencing appeal, which is Uttishtata Jagrata Prapte Varani Bodhata, which means that stand up, get awakened, and move till you achieve the goal, the objective. And this is such a eternally valid message coming from Swami Vivekananda. No matter who you are, whether you are a politician, whether you are a social worker, whether you are a government servant, a bureaucrat, or you are a student, or you are just a household, I think this message is for all of us. Because it tells that first of all, get up and look around. Jagrata. Jagrata is what? Keeping your eyes open and looking around. And when you get up and look around, you naturally are able to take stock of the situation. Where am I? Where exactly are the surroundings? What is the situation in which I find myself? And on the basis of such stock taking, such assessment, such realization of the surroundings, which means of the situation in which you are and where you are, that is also very important. And when you stand up, naturally you get different perspective. So with all these things, his appeal essentially means that take the ownership of the surrounding, take the ownership of the situation, arise, awake, look around, and then move on till you achieve your objective. So one thing which is in a way presupposed in this statement is that one has to have some objective. Today we find many in our society are in the grip of a crass crisis of purpose. There is some kind of purposelessness all around, and therefore his appeal is that to take stock of the situation, start walking and not stopping till you reach the objective, reach the goal. So one has to set a goal Today it's a science which is called as goal setting. And when all these terms were not around, Swamiji in his times told us to set a goal, to have an objective, to have some kind of a strong purpose for human life. I believe this is an eternally valid message. If all of us, no matter where we are and what are we doing, this is a management mantra also, that set your goal, plan your journey and just move, because you have, as he presupposes, already woken up to the realities around, taken stock of the situation, assessed, and then having planned your journey, you are now moving ahead. I believe the import of this particular appeal coming from Swamiji cannot be ever undermined. I pay my respects to the inspiring memory of Swami Vivekananda on his Jayanti Day and offer all my best wishes to all those who are participating in this event organized by the Swami Vivekananda Cultural Center in Bangkok, organized by the Indian Council for Cultural Relations. Thank you very much.
So to continue the session, today Mr. Sathit Kumar, he's the first speaker of today's event. He's the president of the Ramakrishna Vedanta Association of Thailand and an honorary advisor to the Committee on Religion, Morals and Ethic, Arts and Culture, National Legislative Assembly of Thailand. Today Dr. Sathit will speak on unity and diversity through education. And now I would like to request Dr. Sathit sir to please come forward and address the gathering.
Good evening. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Every year since 1985, the Government of India observed 12 January, the birth anniversary of Swami Vivekananda, as National Youth Day. It was felt that the philosophy of Swami and the ideal of which he lived and worked could be a great source of inspiration for youth. Sri Ramakrishna was a great Indian mystic who lived in 19th century. He thought that the highest goal in the human life is to experience God. He believed that this can be done through the spiritual practice of any religion, if the devotee journey and concentration are strong enough. And he believed that all religions, if practiced sincerely, can lead to this goal. To paraphrase Rig Veda, Ekam Satta Vipraha Bhautavadanti. God is one, but the wise call him in a different name. Sri Ramakrishna acknowledged that religious people sometimes disagree over the name, but he insisted that the same God is behind them all. Swami Vivekananda added corollary to Sri Ramakrishna teaching. He believed that the best way to worship God is to serve him in living being. For if God is everywhere, he must surely be most present in the heart of living beings. This is because they enjoy benefit of consciousness. Human beings are the most fully conscious of all living beings, so Swamiji's primary message to serve God in them. Swami Vivekananda, a saint, scholar, author, reformer, intellectual, and guardian of the poor, is one role model of the future mankind. With his deep insight into the current problem of the human race, a sincere desire to uplift the living condition of the poor and less fortunate, reverence and regard for the women, and advocacy of their rights, and compassion for mankind, Swamiji was a spokesman of the human race. In his historical speech in the World Parliament of Religion in Chicago in 1893, Swamiji presented an idea of a universal religion unhampered by sectarian insularity, tolerating every attitude of human mind and respecting every path that leads to the realization of the unity of all existence. Swamiji said, if our religious leaders recognize and accept that all different paths and practice are good, or those who follow them with the faith without dismissing others or trying to convert them by exploiting their condition, humanity can make great progress toward the glorious word of our vision. The goal of any religion should be the unfolding of human consciousness in its ultimate limit of divinity. Swami Vivekananda taught that while a man can know God in various forms, his greatest attainment is the realization of his identity with the Supreme Reality. He declared that all yoga can be harmoniously combined and freedom attained by work or worship or psychic control or philosophy by one or more or all of these. According to Swami Vivekananda, it was Indian religion that taught the world both tolerance and universal acceptance. India has always given space to all streams of thought and allowed them to flourish during sustenance from the reservoir of ideas. It never hesitated to assimilate ideas from them and also from elsewhere, as Upanishad has exhorted, accept all noble thought coming from all sides. Swamiji also declared the following: a person's highest achievement and the greatest happiness lies in the manifesting his own divinity. A person's clearest vision lies in his perception of divinity everywhere. A person's truest worship is a selfless service to his fellow man, for his fellow man, in reality, God himself. Swamiji was a great patriot, and his teaching inspired many of the leaders of the Indian independence movement: Mahatma Gandhi, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, Lokmanya Tilak, and the others. But his message is not just for India, it is for the entire world, and Swami Vivekananda gave his lifeblood by journeying to the West to preach it. That message is summed up into the motto of Sri Ramakrishna mission: for the liberation of the soul and the welfare of the world. We honor Swami Vivekananda the most by following his teaching. So, in his own words, let us arise, awake, and stop not till the goal is reached. Swami Vivekananda's message to the youth. Swami Vivekananda has inspired countless generations since he made his famous speech on 11 September 1893 at Chicago at the Parliament of World Religion. He exposed the Western world to the spiritual aspects of Hindu religion and Indian civilization. He also dealt upon the capacity and capability of the youth and wanted the youth to train itself to give service to humanity. Sacrifice and selfless service. It is useful to review what Swami Vivekananda has said to the youth. He said that the goal of life is unselfishness and living for the other. Life is all about sacrifice. This sacrifice is short. The vanities of the world are transient, but they alone live who live for the other. The rest are more dead than alive. Sacrifice is the part of, has been the law. It will be, alas, for ages to come. The earth's bravest and the best will have to sacrifice themselves for the good of many, for the welfare of all. He wanted the youth to give up jealousy and conscience. Give up jealousy and conscience, learn to work unitedly for the other. This is the great need of our country. For him, working for the poor is the highest form of work. Youth must be sensitive to the poor and work for them. This particularly today, when the inequality in the societies are increasing. He said, "Feed my children, feed. For the poor and the ignorant, the downtrodden, feel till the heart stop and the brain reel, and you think you will go mad." Nishkam Karam. For him, the ideal way to work was to have no expectation in return. Those that want to help the mankind must take their own pleasure and pain, name and fame, and all sort of interest, and make a bundle of them and throw them into the sea. Unity as basis of ethics. If we believe that the other person is my brother and same as me, there will be no basis of violence. He said that. But one basis of well-being, social, political, or spiritual, to know that I and my brother are one. This is the basis of ethics. Take responsibility. He exhorted the youth to take responsibility for their action. He said, "Stand up, be bold, be strong, and take the whole responsibility on your own shoulder, and know that you are the creator of your own destiny." Swamiji wanted the youth to be united and move away from trivialities. Also, this way, they would build the future of India. Being of one mind is a secret of the society, and the more you go on fighting and quarreling about all trivialities such as Dravidian and Aryan, and the question of Brahmin and non-Brahmin, and all that, the further you are off from the accumulation of energy and power, which is going to make a failure, which is going to make the future of India. Unless the youth build its character, the energy will be wasted in unproductive channel. Swamiji said, what the world wants is character, and the world is in need of those whose life is one burning love and selfless. That love will make every word tell like the thunderbolt. So for your information on the character education, we have submitted the whole program to the National Legislative Assembly 2 years ago. It was in English and it was being translated by Dr. Chirapat, and we have submitted to the Parliament at that time that character education is to be taught in the school, and this curriculum need to be included along with the curriculum on the religion. He further said that the youth must have a sound health. They must work for it. They should play, exercise, and make to physical activity. Otherwise, they would not be able to work for their idol. A healthy mind resides in a healthy body, he said. My child, what I want is muscle of iron and nerve of steel, inside which dwell the mind of the same material as that of which the thunderbolt is made. And finally, care for the environment, respect heritage, and learn from history. Environmental degradation is emerging as an existential threat to mankind. The need of the hour is to save our forests, biodiversity, conserve water, conserve energy, and so on. So these are some of the thoughts which Swamiji has given it to the youth. I think there are much more along the same line in which it teaches about how to behave and how to do yourself. And all Swamiji teaching are still working in today's world. And I can only sum up that education is a manifestation of perfection already in man. Religion is a manifestation of divinity already in man. Therefore, the only duty of the teacher in both cases is to remove obstruction from the way. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Sathit sir, for sharing your thought and conveying the message and teaching of Swami Vivekananda. The second speaker of today's event is Mr. Amit Waikar sir. He is a Pravasi Bhartiya Samman Awardee and a life member Belur Math, West Bengal, India. Today, Mr. Waikar will speak on Swami Vivekananda's teaching and its relevance today. I would like to request Dr. Waikar to please come forward and address the gathering.
Namaskar, my dear brothers and sisters of Thailand. Let me begin by first praying to the ever-present, ever-alive, noble soul of our Swami Vivekananda ji. And I'll explain to you what I mean by that. Dr. Vinay Sahasrabuddhe ji, Sushil Dhanuka ji, Dr. Kumar, Latwal ji, and all my friends. Latwal ji ne mera parichay karwaya, and he said that there are two things that have been bestowed upon me. One is the Pravasi Bhartiya Samman Award, and the other, which he didn't clearly mention, which is probably as important to me as the Pravasi Bhartiya Samman Award, is life membership of Ramakrishna Mission, Belur Math. I had made a speech, sir, but you have covered such wonderful points that I'm going to make this talk as interesting and give you some anecdotes about Ramakrishna Mission, about Swamiji, which normally are not known facets of this enigma, of this captivating guru that has shaped my life and lives of so many young minds across India. So you explained to him, or you mentioned very clearly, Swamiji is a youth icon. He is a social, not only a reformer, a rejuvenator. He is a nation builder. And he is a global prophet. But what did Swamiji think about himself? ये बहुत ज़रूरी है हम सबके लिए जानने. Swamiji's definition of his own self is a messenger of his master, Swami Ramakrishna Paramahansa, an interpreter of the significance of his life. मेरा कोई और काम नहीं है. मेरा काम है, I am just an interpreter of the significance of my guru's life. The first thing that you asked, what are the lessons? And the reason I am mentioning this to you, because we are blessed today that in our nation, Bharat, the topmost leader, let me not call his name, is so much influenced by Vivekananda ji's teaching that when I explain to you these points, you will realize how much of Swami Vivekananda's teachings are actually being followed today in every policy that the central government of India is actually trying to promote. So the first thing that comes to my mind is having this guru in one's life is so very important. And the fact that we say that our society is going down, or we are losing morals, we are losing values, is we have lost guru. An inseparable bond between the guru and the shishya, where Swamiji says that there is now no difference between him and me. Our souls have united, and therefore my physical presence, my physical body has no relevance here. Me and Aparna, my wife, we hail from Maharashtra. Or this is the Nath Sampradaya philosophy, where there have been many such sages whose only work was to connect with their guru.
And once they did that, their realm or their life or their soul became so omnipresent that, as I mentioned to you right now, for me, Swamiji is very much alive here in this room, within me, within everybody. So the important thing that we need to have, and probably we can also bring it into our children, is let's find a guru. It can be anybody. But the lack of not having a guru is wonderfully explained in a verse that I had heard many years back. The one who is rootless, the one who is rootless is the one who is ruthless. If you are not rooted, you will become ruthless. Many of the problems that our world faces today is because we have lost this concept of being rooted. And what does the Guru help us? Guru help us to be rooted. Having a Guru in your life also ensures one more important thing, which Swamiji has so wonderfully advocated. The importance of me should completely end. Most of our problems today are arising because there's so much of importance that we give to ourselves. The way I look, my demands, my needs, my aspirations. This Guru tells you, or when I consider myself as a humble follower of Ramakrishna mission of Swami Vivekananda, I realize that I am nothing. I am a speck of sand in front of this wonderful global prophet. So how can I pay any importance to myself? That was the first aspect. The other aspect which could be very important for you to understand, and I will definitely try to make this as interesting and as short as possible. We mentioned about Ramakrishna mission, and let me tell you why it is such an important thing that I have even been given a life membership. What are the lessons here? Swamiji lived a life of 39 years, mere 39 years. We are today celebrating the 160th birth anniversary. When was Ramakrishna mission established? 125 years ago. 125 साल हो गए. Can I tell you something very interesting? Ramakrishna mission is the most difficult organization in the world for anybody to gain entry. I am saying this with a lot of seriousness. It is the most difficult organization. It is the most difficult group. आप कोई भी कितनी भी बड़ी परीक्षा, कितनी भी बड़ा IAS, IPS तो बहुत छोटी बात कह रहा हूँ. मैं कह रहा हूँ ग्लोबली कोई भी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन ले लीजिए, रामकृष्ण मिशन से ज़्यादा मुश्किल एंट्री कहीं नहीं है. The first thing they will do, if somebody like me, whenever that calling comes and I go there and I say I want to devote myself, the first thing they will do is they will drive me out. चले जाओ. उसके बाद, after repeated attempts, I am being given something called as a pre-probation. Probation भी नहीं, pre-probation. वो 1 साल का होता है. After you finish 1 year of pre-probation, where you are continuously mentally tested, you are put on a 4-year probation program. 4 साल का probation program है. और वो 4 साल, the most difficult years of your life, after you finish your probation, the only thing that you get is you are called a brahmachari. अभी तक आप member नहीं बने हैं. उसके बाद, after that, there are 4 more years. So total of 9 years where every day you get tested. उसके बाद आपको सन्यासी बनाया जाता है और आपको, हम जिसे people like me we call it the गेरुआ रंग पहनने का अधिकार आपको 9 साल के बाद दिया जाता है, where every day is like a challenge. And why is it so important? Let me tell you some few facets and then I'll stop. There are only 2,000 Swamis of the Ramakrishna mission order, as Swamiji had ordained. Membership is not open. Membership only becomes open when one of the Swamis attains nirvana or attains samadhi. Limited membership. Itna main aapne suna. Let me again, not just a quiz so that you remember the numbers. Why is this so important and why is Ramakrishna mission so important? Can you guess the number of institutions that Ramakrishna mission runs across the world today? Just a guess. Anything. 100? 200? 748. 748 institutions are run by these 2,000 men. What power! Can you imagine that? 748 institutions. How many students are being taught? More than 2 lakh students are being taught in these institutions. How many centers do we have around the world? 265 centers are there of the Ramakrishna mission. And look, here is an organization that doesn't advertise. किसी को पता नहीं है इनके बारे में. This is how they operate. How many sub centers? 44 sub centers. The aspect of atheist, as we all understand, हम कहते हैं कि जिसे धर्म में विश्वास नहीं, वो एथिस्ट, उसे हम एथिस्ट कहते हैं. Swamiji through Ramakrishna mission says, no, this is wrong. Somebody who doesn't believe in himself is an atheist. These kind of changes have ensured that Ramakrishna mission stays so relevant, and because they stay so relevant, because 748 institutions are being run by them, Swamiji is very much omnipresent today in India and around the world. He's very much there. What has also happened in the, you said something very interesting, but I would like to repeat because it should get into everybody's senses. Education is the manifestation of perfection already in a man. Whatever you have in you through education, if you are not able to perfect it, education has no meaning. And let me tell you, in all the institutions, all the educational institutions run by Ramakrishna Mission today, this is exactly what is taught. And another very interesting thing that you mentioned, what is religion? Religion is the manifestation of divinity that is already there in you. So not only the Hindu religion, any religion in the world, when you are asked whether the religion is good or bad or it's right or wrong, just ask the other person, the proponent of that religion, does your religion promote divinity of your own soul? If it does, you are on the right path. If it doesn't, you are on the wrong path. Swami जी ने हम जैसे लोगों के लिए, मुझ जैसे लोगों के लिए बड़ा मार्ग बड़ा इजी कर दिया है. इस लाइफ का मार्ग इतना आसान करना, ये स्वामी जी का सबसे बड़ा. And therefore, the focus on education, the focus on upliftment of downtrodden. So for wealthy people like me, Swamiji already said that the only 2 or 3 ways you can go ahead in life is to serve the poor. ये तो बहुत लोग बोलते हैं. But then he also gave us a mission. And I wish that in our colleges, in our schools, if this was taught, what a different Bharat we would have created. He made it very clear. In order for India to go ahead, for poverty to be removed from our Bharat, क्या करना है? दुनिया भर से जो टेक्नोलॉजी आपको लानी है ले आइए. And that's why I said the man on the top. Why do I say this? That you see in all the manifestation that are happening in the Indian government, Swamiji is very much alive. जो आपको बाहर से ले आना है ले आइए. And what did he say? Build in India. भारत में उसे create कीजिए. Do we see a resonance in what is happening right now and where I am heading? He also said that spiritual education, along with, as you rightly said, physical education for boys and girls is very important. So therefore the curriculum, the syllabus of education in India, independent India, has to change. There is a lot of changes happening in the syllabus. There's a lot of criticism to that, but the whole focus is towards making our education curriculum more value-based, more spiritual. I have much more to speak about, but as you can see, this one personality has completely changed the way I think, the way I operate, and I am hoping that through this small talk that I did, it has also brought at least an interest for you to understand Swami Vivekananda ji in a very different way. If there is anything that a person like me can help, I would love to do that. This is a wonderful gift that you get from Ramakrishna Mission, और यही सिर्फ मिलता है. You get a quote. This is a book which has daily quotes from Swami Vivekananda ji. When next time I am there, I would be happy to bring in as many of these books as I can, and I would be happy to give them to you. With these words, I take your leave. Thank you so much. Jai Hind.
What an interesting talk, and I'd like to thanks to Mr. Amit Waikar sir. Thanks for sharing your thought and interesting facts about the life of Swami Vivekananda ji. So for this academic talk, now I would like to request both of our speakers and distinguished guests to pay a floral tribute to Swami Vivekananda ji, please. Join the speakers. Dhanuka ji, please join the speaker. And who wants to come forward to please. He's learning Bharatanatyam from our center. An Odissi dance exponent and one of the best classical dancers based in Thailand. Ms. Ritika, please come to the stage. Since I'm an ICCR person, I know many artists in India, and I can say she is one of the best artists. She's a very senior artist, and I know her. To continue this celebration, now SVCC will present a short skit on the life of Swami Vivekananda. So I'll invite SVCC Hindi students.
बारे में अपने विचार रख रही हूँ। कुछ त्रुटि हो तो क्षमा कीजिएगा। स्वामी विवेकानंद एक महान हिंदू संत और नेता थे। हर साल 12 जनवरी को स्वामी विवेकानंद जयंती मनाई जाती है। विवेकानंद जी की जयंती को राष्ट्रीय युवा दिवस के रूप में मनाया जाता है। स्वामी विवेकानंद युवाओं के लिए प्रेरणा है, जो उन्हें जीवन में आगे बढ़ने और सफलता हासिल करने के लिए प्रेरित करते हैं। स्वामी विवेकानंद जी का जन्म 12 जनवरी 1863 को कोलकाता में हुआ था। उनके बचपन का नाम नरेंद्रनाथ दत्त था। बहुत कम उम्र में ही नरेंद्रनाथ ने अध्यात्म का मार्ग अपना लिया था। आध्यात्मिक मार्ग अपनाने के बाद उनको स्वामी विवेकानंद के नाम से जाना जाने लगा। इनके पिता कलकत्ता हाई कोर्ट में एक वकील थे। माता धार्मिक विचारों की महिला थी। नरेंद्र ने कलकत्ता विश्वविद्यालय में से स्नातक किया। उन्हें विभिन्न विषयों, विशेषकर पश्चिमी दर्शन और इतिहास का व्यापक ज्ञान था। वे श्री रामकृष्ण परमहंस के शिष्य थे। उन्होंने पूरे भारत की यात्रा की। शिक्षा के माध्यम से वे लोगों की आर्थिक स्थिति में सुधार करना चाहते थे। उन्होंने वेदांत पढ़ाया, समाज सेवा की विभिन्न रूप जैसे अस्पताल, स्कूल, छात्रावास आदि चलाए। 1902 उनकी मृत्यु हो गई। उनका समर्पण इतना प्रभावशाली था कि दुनिया उन्हें हमेशा याद रखेगी। राष्ट्रीय युवा दिवस की हार्दिक बधाई। धन्यवाद।
About the Swami Vivekananda. Now skit will present by our two students.
Okay, thank you Swami ji. I understand. हमें अपने भाषा पल कर करना चाहिए।
Student, they are learning Hindi. They are the beginners, but good efforts. Now we are moving to the end of the event. To continue the celebration, I would like to invite. There is one more performance of Kun Supannan and Miss Yanisa. Both are Thai dancers.
Azadi Ka
what a performance, very nice performance by Samman and
यहीं खड़े थे अच्छा
Doing well.